It's that time of the week again. We are talking about the best things that come out in anime, in my opinion. Let me know down below how badly I've screwed this one up and how much better other shows are. We know you're going to do it anyway. We're going to start with our number 5 for the week. Playing death games to put food on the table. I have to try real hard to remember the full name of this every time I talk about it. This is the follow-up, because apparently this is going to be a 3-part death game. And this time, we found the 2 shills that were following around the other girl have been abandoned because there's a wolf in the building. Because mines in the building weren't enough, apparently. But this wolf has ripped off the girl everyone was following's arm, left 2 of them running away, and if that wasn't bad enough, now those 2 want our MC to give directions to them. Because, hey, do your own job. But this entire time, our MC is carrying around the girl who had her legs blown off. Because we can't let her die, apparently. I'm really interested in finding out how this arc ends. Because I thought we were only going to get 2 episodes on. And this is... it's really fun. But I would prefer it if it was a little bit more high intensity. Which is weird for a game where they're going through a minefield and being chased by a wolf. But let's move on to our number 4 slot for the week. In the clear moonlit dusk, and this is so much better a picture because you can actually see it now, not just being that overexposed bullcrap I had before. We had a date because they actually decided to go on, and she asked him. Brilliant. I love the fact that they are playing into her strength of, hey, I have a very mask presenting build, and we're going to dress you around that because she freaked out about what to wear, so he took her to a clothes shop, which is really nice of him to do. And it's also great because he dressed to compliment her in that shop. And I really appreciate that. I hope people appreciate that as much as I did. And then they go on a Ferris wheel because he actually wanted to show her things that he enjoyed, which is something he's never done on a date before. And then her dad caught them out on a date, and everything got a bit flippy from there. This is genuinely, I think, the best rom-com coming out, romance slice of life coming out this season. I don't know if it's quite a rom-com, but hey, it has those tropey teenage moments. In our number 3, we have Sentenced to be a Hero. This is the one that I'm surprised is so far down the list. But, again, it's follow-up. We got the build-up last week, and now we get the follow-through. And here's my thing. I love some of the side characters for this. I don't like the fact that we're now depending on the goddess. That seems a bit push. But I love His Majesty because he is just such a great, crazy character to have there. And when it looked like we were going to have our, I cannot remember the zombie guy's name, and I know he's not actually a zombie. I know. But I love the fact that he's just throwing himself headfirst into these problems. I thought he was going to die. I was genuinely worried he was going to die, and I would have been rather upset if he was, because he's such a fun put through. He is just, hey, I am here with an axe to kill things. That's it. I've lost pretty much my entire self and memories and all of that stuff, so I'm going to just do what I'm here to do. Kill fairies. And God, is he good at it. I also like the fact that the Demon Lord, I think they're calling them in this, which is weird considering the minions of them are fairies. I love the fact that it's so different to the giant bug thing we had at the first. And this one was more, hey, we're going to make you look over here while we're actually over here. That's really good. Sorry, I know I'm just babbling, but hey, I like this show. In our number 2 slot, we have Tune Into the Midnight Heart. Which, I don't know if I've talked about this. I can't remember if I talked about it last week. But this is really fun, but in a very different way to the to Dusk, because this is just we're going to walk in on people in their underwear tropey stuff. Whereas Dusk is very much a more mature look on things. I do, however, love that they flipped that trope on its head, because he walks into the studio and they're all getting changed, and they're all apologizing to him because they're not used to being at a co-ed school. And he's just like, yeah, you can't be changing in a public area like this. I know this is your clubhouse, but there is now a guy in your club. You need to be more respectful about everything. And then it's like immediately he realizes, hey, I also just walked in on you changing, and he drops into position and starts apologizing. I also really like the fact that this guy comes from money, and they stalk him, find him working his job. And it's just yeah, my dad has money. I don't. So I need my own money to pay for the things I want to do. And that was great. It also gives great blackmail material for them, because you're not allowed to have a job if you're going to the school, because prestigious schools don't allow that because it looks bad about them or something. Just don't come in your uniform. Who's going to know? But the other half of this was trying to get the VTuber to actually show emotion in her camera, in her avatar, because they completely remake the VTuber so that she can express that, but she's also completely straight-faced the entire time. And that's not what you want if you're watching this kind of thing. You want the over-the-top reactions. And that was the issue. Nobody wanted to watch bland, boring the entire time. But he got genuine reaction out of it, and now she's also emotionally invested in him. And that's half of the group done already. They're getting into it a little bit quickly. I feel like everyone's going to end up fighting over him, and that's genuinely how these shows go. Now, number one slot for the week, though, didn't even make the list last week. JJK. And by God, do I not remember what... Actually, I do remember what happened. We had Mai and her sister Maki both on the brink of death, and we find out that apparently sorcerers get their power split if they're born an identical twin. So Mai and Maki have been working at half-mast this entire time, and Mai dies. So Maki gets all that extra power and proceeds to absolutely annihilate her entire clan. And Jesus, was it brutal. I loved to see it. I really did. Also, man, it does some things for some people. But that's going to do it for this week. Let me know down below which show you think was the best of the week, and how wrong am I about my top 5. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Until then, I've been Faye, you've been awesome, and I'll see you